Right, we've got 6 holes. We're going to go into complete detail and talk through exactly how I play golf, how I'm assessing wind, shot selection, just all the details that go into scoring. 108 pin into a sort of like a 15 gusting at 20-ish wind. No, it doesn't look like that right now. 108 pins front-ish. Green's back to front, so the miss is not deep's not a great miss. 108. Probably allowing 10 for the wind, but I want to play a low spinning wedge, so 118, and then thinking like a 115 shot. 115 is bang on sand wedge, but because I want to take the spin off, it's going to hit a little 48 in there, so it'll just feel a 115, 48 degree wedge. Pins, no danger each side, so just going to go straight at it. A little left that. Good for distance. Yeah, just spun off the front a bit. That's not bad. Right, a bit of a shout out to Bovey Castle, the venue today. Cheers for letting me film whenever I want here. This is like this is Morton Hampstead area of Dartmoor, and yeah, it's a really nice golf course. So if you're in the area, get down here. Okay, as you can see, I mean, I've pitched this probably too short of pin high. It's always good as soon as the wind gets up and it's into your face. If you can just take something off a wedge, if you've got under 150 yards, or even like full iron shots, if you can always just take something off so you can control the ball flight by taking the spin off. Just always a lot easier to control ball flight. Right, 2.5 to 3% slope all the way up. Obviously this is aim point. If you haven't looked into aim point, and I strongly advise you do, just because I feel like my green readings just got so much better, and if you go into different golf courses, and you're not always at the same golf course, you get different looks in like the grass, and sometimes that can throw you, but when you take your eyes out of the equation and you're just using your feet and your feel, I feel like it's a much more consistent system for reading greens, so strongly advise you get on it, or at least look into it. So this is 3%, green's probably running about 9-ish, uphill, so it's a bit slow. So this puts this like 2.5 outside the left edge, quite a big break. So I'm treating this as tournament conditions. So, I mean, this is what, 30 foot? I'm not thinking, let's try and knock this in. As with all putts at this distance, because the make percentage is so low, you just don't want to, you know, knock it 5 foot by and have a horrible putt down the hill. So I'm trying to get this decent pace, obviously a foot past the hole, but that's my main focus, a foot past the hole. I'm not trying to, you know, give it a go, which is something that you hear quite a bit. So 2.5 foot. It's actually first putt of the day, so. Okay, that's fine. Take that every day of the week. Green's looking good, to be fair. So we're going to play 6 holes, and I'm going to be trying to score as low as possible throughout these 6 holes. We got, this is a par 3, then 2 short par 4s, and then to finish we got, again, 2 fairly short par 4s. So quite a bit of strategy will be involved throughout this video. So we got 212. 212 to a pin which is set at the back, and long is not a good miss. The green slopes from back left to front right, and if you get one going long left, long right's not as bad, but definitely long left, it's just a very tough up and down. So we're thinking about just taking 5 off of it, so like a 205 number, and then the wind is down off the left, probably down at least 10 miles an hour. So 7-iron's like a 185, 190 club. So 7-iron, no matter how well I hit this, I shouldn't really get out the back. So that's what we're going for. Pin is tucked slightly on the right, but as I said, like, even if you miss it a bit right, it's not the worst place to be. So we're just going to take this just left of the pin, let the wind drift it back, try and get close. Can't hit it better. Oh, that was really nice. I think it's probably about 10 short, but we'll see. Right, so I actually thought this was potentially a bit short, but I mean, yeah, so that's as good as it gets really. That's just exactly what I envisioned, aiming about 10 left, letting the wind drift it back, and it's down off the left, and a 7-iron as well as I can hit it, can't go out the back. And ended up just striking it as pure as I can hit a 7-iron. So that's probably like a 190-ish 7-iron before adding the wind. Now I've got a little look for birdie. Guys, I have actually got a coaching channel coming soon, which is mainly going to be looking into golf swings, like analysing subscribers' golf swings and famous people's golf swings in sport, or just like famous people in general, and then offering some like advice, which is going to all sort of like feed back to my online coaching. So that's coming soon. Anyway, right. Is this just feeling like the tiniest bit of right to left, but like fractions. So almost like 0.5% is uphill, something in just right of center. This should be a fairly simple birdie. There you go. One other thing there as well. So if you're playing a golf course that has a lot of trees around and you get a wind which seems to swirl, typically when the ball gets above the trees, the wind direction should remain pretty constant, but it can throw you when you're down around the trees and you're feeling winds from different directions. So one thing that I've been doing for quite a while that's really helped is getting a compass and checking the wind direction forecast for the day, and just making note of what the forecast is going to be throughout the day wind direction wise. And if you say you haven't got a compass, just go on your iPhone and just open up your compass app. Right, hole 3. So we've got 323 yard par 4. We've got OB all down the left. So where you can see the road, anything on the road or left of the road is OB. Got some bunkers down there on the left. You've got some trees on the right. Now this is arguably, like I'm toying with the idea of get 2-iron as close to the green as possible. It's downwind, it's pretty dry. But all I'm looking at is, I'm really just playing a gamble as to whether I'm going to have a shot between the trees on the right. But I've actually got 7-iron in hand, and I just want to leave myself like 90, like enough of a wedge where I've not got a half wedge in because the pin is tucked sort of like over the false front. So you will need to get this coming in with a bit of trajectory and spin, so I don't really want that like 50 number. So I'm just going to lay myself back, try and give myself 100 yards. All right, that'll do. Donkey. In fact, that's got a really soft kick. That's going to be laid back a bit further. Where's that wind? Yes, this is the thing, right? So right now it's swirling all over the place, but having that constant wind direction in your head at least gives you something to somewhat trust. Obviously, there's going to be times where it does swirl, and that's going to affect you, but if you've got that constant wind direction in your head and it is swirling, just wait for it to die down a bit and just trust it. So got 97 pin. There is a false front, like, let's say like 5 steps short of the flag. And there's a little sort of like ridge backstop past it. So we can use that to sort of bring the ball back with a bit of spin. So 97, really we're trying to land this like 103. And it's down the breeze. And play this just under 100. That's just cardinal sin, that. Bit of a weird flight though, that. sort of just like popped up, which is not what you want to see a wedge do. The reason that's popped up is because that is too high on the face for a wedge. Really, you want to get when you get really nice, nippy, low spinning wedge shots, well, there's a marking on the ball, so you can obviously see where it is, but that marking should be sort of like halfway between the bottom edge, halfway between the leading edge and where the mark is now. And then you get that consistent low spinning ball flight. And that's actually one of the reasons why I don't really like using a 60-degree wedge for full wedge shots. Like I wouldn't usually, if I've got a 100-yard shot, I'd usually use a 54-degree and just feel a 100-yard number with a 54-degree, just because it gets it going in lower and a bit more forward. Like as soon as you present a lot of loft, it gets harder to find, because there's so much loft on it, I think it gets harder to find that precision zone for strike. But obviously this downwind, and I'm trying to get over a false front, trying to get it airborne. That's the reason for that. So yeah, it's a bit of a funny one, that. Anyway, so 3 different reads. Gonna average this about 1.5. Again, up the hill. So we're going like 1.5 foot outside left edge, because this is quite a bit of this, because it's going to probably take quite a bit of the slope. It's not hard enough. It's dog shit, isn't it? Dog shit. This last bit of the putt should be pretty simple. Inside the hole. Good stroke. You missed the bit about the good stroke. Great putt. And that is not how you want to play golf. So what begs the question though, like 2-iron would be in and around 20 short of the green, which leaves me, obviously I'd be favouring right side of the fairway because that's dead over there. And then you're sort of just putting it down to luck whether you're going to be okay in the trees if you're in there. So, I don't know, let me know in the comments. What would you do on that tee? This wind is not really the one around here, because you got, I mean, if it's into on the last, you've got an easier wedge shot, and it's an obvious layup anyway. And then this one being downwind allows me to hit 2-iron, because this is playing, so this is 280, probably 5 uphill, 285. Now we've got quite a wind coming into this, so this is probably playing like 305 middle. My driver typically carries somewhere between like 310, 320, maybe even a bit more now because I put on a bit of speed. So I'm just going to take a bit off driver, aim right side of the green. You've got OB all up the left, and then just aim right side of the green and just get it there or thereabouts. That's the plan. Just stripe it out the green. And that's straight at it. Sit, sit. Yeah, it's fine. So it's landed middle and just gone out the back. We'll take that, Sean. Right, we'll start by giving you a little overview of this shot. As you can see, it's not easy at all. You've got a massive bank here, which is going to feed it that way. Also got a wasp, which is pissing me off. So really you're trying to land it in and around this area, and then it's going to feed down and break to the right. Not an easy shot. Got to carry quite a bit of ground before that. So it's going to play open faced, slightly low hands, just get across it. Sit, 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 sit. Yeah, it's just come out flyery. Now you got a tough 2-putt up the hill. Like if you're thinking big long or big short, like big long was the miss there. I know I've now got like literally 40 foot up the hill. But if you get really fancy with that and it just pops out on you, then you're struggling to make par. And that's where scores can really like rack up. I always just feel like if you're not in a great situation around the green, never try and get too cute with it. If you miss a green in a tough spot, you're just thinking, how do I not make double now? Like, how do we take double out the equation and just try and make par? Obviously, this is not one of those moments, but you get the idea. Right, this should be about a foot outside right edge. God, it's uphill. Right, just over 1% slope. Yeah, it's probably going to be at least a cup. Well, welcome to the channel. This is how you bogey 2 drivable par 4s from on the green with 2 free putts. Look, things like that are going to happen, so like, yeah. I mean, if that's in a tournament scenario, I'm going mental, or trying not to, but like the fact is I've just pulled up here today, no practice putts, no warm up, and I'm just on the golf course trying to talk through strategy, but like that's just down to not having the green speed. But yeah, but we're keeping it honest. Right, two holes left, 2 birdies. Let's get under par. There's 2 or 3 little trees down there, end of the fairway. First one's about 230, so I'm playing like a 210 shot with 6 iron. Come on, just short of those. Should leave me like a wedge. Perfecto. Okay, 158, uphill, probably about, it's probably uphill and downwind about the same. Wind sort of like down off the left, but it's about, I'd say about 7 uphill. So I'll play this about 160. Got 9 iron. Should move a bit, there we go. Go on. There's not a lot in this. This is just a lovely leave to have. Sort of getting like a tiny bit of left to right. And then if anything going the other way. So I'm playing this straight. Just sort of like learning from the last couple holes. Get the pace up a bit. Hopefully make one of the 2 birdies. There we go. It's a lovely pace it went in the hole. See the fact that it actually reached the hole. It's always nice. Right, that's one of the 2. Now we're finishing with a 350 yard par 4 up the hill. It's probably playing about 15 up at least, maybe even 20. But on the angle, probably plays about 340 front. So we can get there. I'm gonna start this just left of them. And all I'm thinking in my head is, this thing is cutting. And if it cuts too much, absolutely fine. It just, basically, pre-shot, like this cannot go left. I cannot sort of like toe-y dip it. I can't get this turning left. This has to fade. So then once you know like where you can't hit it, then you can be a bit more like confident in, right, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get this moving left to right. So we're trying to cut it, finish it out in that area there where there is a shot. I don't know the pin, so if it is tucked right, it's going to be a problem, but we'll tackle that when we get to it. A little bit toey, but it's still cutting. Yeah, it's going to be just left of the green, sort of just under it. Under the green, like I said, just left of it, just under it. And yeah, we've got quite a bit of green to work with, to be fair, so we're going to try and land this sort of halfway on. Got plenty of room, plenty of margin for error. It's just going to require a bit of elevation. Right, open face. Just trying to play sort of the same shot as I played a couple holes ago, just a bit lower. We've got more green to work with. See what we can do. Oh, that's perfect. Go on then, release, release. Oh, you beauty. He doesn't need the putter, John. He's just going to walk up and tap it. Oh my God, how close is that? And there we go, under par. 6 holes in the bag. If you're interested in this stuff, let me know in the comments. I can do more of these. So easy to do, just go out, play golf and just talk about it. So let me know, and yeah, I'll see you soon.